we doing? The swamp butt made a mess up here. Well, hello, St. Pete. Hello. Great to be back with you. First time here doing comedy in St. Petersburg, Florida, my hometown. I'm just so honored to be here. Where are my St. Pete High Green Devils at? All right. All right.
Love you, Dan.
I love you. I love you all.
It feels so good to be back in the great free state of Florida. Our motto, come for the sunshine and stay for your parole hearing.
You know, if I still lived in Florida, I'd be selling day-old Chick-fil-A on a Sunday outside of a methadone clinic. But honestly, I'd probably eat half the inventory before I sold a single sandwich. I can't get enough of that Jesus chicken. Well, Pinellas, Tampa Bay, this is truly a wild area, right? Does every Florida highway lead to hell? It's not a rhetorical question.
Yes.
It's like Mad Max and the Thunderdome out there, right? You got monster trucks with the truck nuts, DUI bikes, and tricked out hot rods. I'm just waiting for a gang of Tina Turner impersonators to pop out from the side of the highway and start lighting Teslas on fire. Remember the bath salt zombie? Oh yeah, bath salt zombie. Ate a man's entire face. Well, everything except the goatee. He didn't want to be a pig. Even cannibals have standards. The one thing that always draws me back to Florida is my family's neighborhood grocery store, Publix. Isn't it the best? Yeah. We fucking love Publix. That's the biggest pop you can get in Tampa Bay. Publix! Yeah. Tampa! Hey! Publix! 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 I visit my mother there whenever I'm in town. She lives there about 6 months out of the year. Her place is between the Dasani water bottles in the frozen food section. Growing up in Florida, my favorite local TV ad was for Bay City Plywood. Had those ads go, this quote from Sears to refinish your cabinets was $7,600. That's too high. My quote for new solid wood cabinets was $3,600. Save $4,000. And we got these cabinets in stock. I don't think they were selling cabinets. I once snuck into a front row seat at a wrestling show near the Make-A-Wish section. John Cena came right up to me, patted me on the back, and said, never give up, little buddy. I looked at him in the eye and I said, I love you, John Cena! What would you say? I'm getting kicked out of the front row. As a kid, my dad had a boat. We'd go out on the water for some father-son bonding time. He'd take photos of unsuspecting strangers on their boats, and then he'd track them down for payment. Hey, I took a cool picture of you and your mistress on your boat. For $50, you can have it. I said, Dad, what are you doing? Well, that's a nice gesture. Dad, that's extortion. That was the best business. Give it up for my dad, Mike Krassner. Let's relaunch Boat Cam, Dad. I'm in. We're in. My Uncle David is also a character. During his stint on Broadway in the 80s, he became friends with the legendary actor and director Harvey Fierstein. You know Harvey? Of course. Wasn't he great in movies like Independence Day and Mrs. Doubtfire? And I would have just loved to have been a fly on the wall for their many phone conversations. I imagine they're mainly about their mothers. I imagine they were mainly about David's mother, my grandmother Hannah. Hannah's getting punched.
David! David, talk to me. David, what do you mean he's not Jewish? Oh, David, no. What would Hannah say?
That worked. Parents might have been a little crazy back then. You know? I think parents today are way too overprotective. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? They're chauffeuring their kids to softball practice, lathering them up in sanitizer, and force feeding them vegan corn dogs. When I was a kid, it was called Little League, and parents didn't give a shit. They didn't drive you to practice. They threw you in the back of a truck. You'd be flopping around with no seatbelt. Yeah, the only softball we were exposed to was the one hanging out of the cut-off shorts by the drunk, passed-out dad in the bleachers. Remember that guy? We all saw him. Too many nuts hanging out of the nets of those shorts. Any single folks here tonight? Oh, holy shit! I keep seeing an ad for a new dating app. It's called Our Time. Have you seen that one? Out of curiosity, I checked it out. Ooh. They should have named it Out of Time. I'd definitely bring flowers on those dates, fellas. Those women are overripe, ready to bury. All right. I think some are filing a complaint as a hate crime. Was that elder abuse officially? Did I cross the line? That was not nice. That was not nice, and I apologize. I apologize. Anybody here who is offended by that joke, go fuck yourself. No. It's a clean show, right? Clean show. Well, it won't get cleaner. My wife and I have been married for nearly 15 years. It gets better and better with each passing year. We write stand-up together. It's a lot of fun. But our marriage is kind of like that crazy chimp lady doc. You've seen the crazy chimp lady? So I'll feed my wife an edible. And when she says something funny, I'll reward her with a chicken nugget. No bite. Good girl. Are my Jewish people in the audience tonight? Okay. So I'll set this one up. The Jews, I think, are going to like this one. Everyone else that's not Jewish is going to think you got it grown. But just give it a chance. If the Jews are laughing, you can laugh, and don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. My wife did the 23andMe DNA test, and it turns out she's Jewish and half German. And I knew she was depressed. That's the Jewish part. But now I understand why she's always sticking her head in the oven. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Well, speaking of cooking, I love cinnamon. I love cinnamon in my coffee, in my cereal, in my cake. I love cinnamon so much, my wife said, maybe you and Cinnamon should go get a room. And I said, maybe we will, you know. I could sprinkle a little cinnamon on my dick. I could fuck a cinnamon bottle. Oh! 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 That cinnamon bottle would look back at me and say, oh, fuck me, cinnamon. But can I get personal with you? Ever since October 7th, it's been a tough time as a Jew. It feels like everyone wants us dead. My wife bought me a giant Star of David necklace, and as she was fastening it around my neck, she whispered in my ear, "May the odds be ever in your favor." When our dog found out we were Jewish, he got depressed too. Now he takes Prozac. Insists on the name brand. I said, what am I, made of money? Oh, you're gonna hate this one. Our daughter's 12. When she gets her period, groan. She's like, Daddy, oh, it feels good. Can you give me some ice cream, some candy?
Girl, eat your soul.
How could I say no to that? My son is 8. Great kid, I love him. 8? Ugh. Not so much. You know, when you turn that number 8 on its side, it looks like the infinity symbol, which is fitting because the kid never stops talking. We went to a discount shoppers club once, just once. Now everywhere we go, he's running up to strangers yelling, "I love BJ's." I'm probably on some registry now in Alabama. Has anyone ever thought about leaving your family the old-fashioned way? Don't. It's a pipe dream. They are the one thing you have to live for. Those selfish fucking assholes. The kids begged my wife and me for another puppy. We ended up with a tiny Shih Tzu with a big personality. One minute, it's all kisses. The next, it snaps and tries to bite us. I finally told the dog, "Keep it up. We're shipping you back to Epstein Island." There we go. Speaking of dogs, I was thinking the other day, you know, when Costco ends its legendary $1.50 hot dog combo, that's when you'll know America is over. I'm not even sure how Costco can afford to keep it going. It doesn't make economic sense. Makes you wonder, how many former Costco employees are in those dogs? Oh man, America is slipping. America's slipping. India is doing better than us. You know? India is going to outsource their call centers to America. How's that going to sound?
Hello, my name's Deepak Patel. How may I help you?
What do you think about these folks flying in space? After hearing astronaut and former Florida Senator Bill Nelson's PSA for space travel, I'm ready to go. I'll play it for you. Former Florida Senator Bill Nelson, who headed NASA.
Hi, this is Senator Bill Nelson. I want to tell you that you haven't lived until you've taken a dump in space.
Doesn't that sound exhilarating? Have you heard about this lawsuit claiming that lactose intolerance is a disability?
No way.
And any coffee shop that charges extra for non-dairy milk is violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, oat milk, it feels better in my tum-tum. Oat milk feels better in my tum-tum. But I didn't know I was disabled. I thought I was just a pussy. Health insurance won't cover shit anymore. Am I right?
Right.
Our food is literally poison. Turns you fat. But insurance won't cover the fat shot unless you're ready to die. I mean, how many goddamn toes do these big corporations want? And what's the exchange rate? I'll happily exchange 2 toes for a lifetime supply of Manjaro. Americans can't keep our toes or even our heroes anymore. You remember that Lionel Richie song? All night long. I fucking love that song. It brought so much joy to the world. My favorite part, Tombolide se de moya. Hey, jumbo jumbo. I thought I learned a little Jamaican. Nope. You know what that means in English? Nothing. Lionel made it up. It's all gibberish. Even the animals are trying to con you. You know? Remember Bambi? Oh, so cute. Cuddly, right?
No! Wrong! Fuck Bambi!
Deer are cold-blooded killers. They are steadily growing their numbers and murdering entire families in deer vehicle collisions. I'm talking mom, dad, even special little Timmy and his baby sister. Deer don't discriminate. And to think, we used to protect them. Now the public service announcement says, "Don't fear, run over that deer!" It's war out there, folks. Can I get a fuck Bambi on 3? 1, 2, 3. Fuck Bambi! Okay. So we moved around a lot during COVID. We lived in the whitest woke bubble in America. My family stood out like the Munsters. All the families there were hardcore vegans. It smelled like kale farts and BO. The masks were useless. Every man there had taken the last name of their wife. Let's just say it was easy to tell who wore the pussy hat in the family. New York City apartments are so tiny that every time you use the toilet, the stench infiltrates the respiratory system of everyone in the building. We had barbecue for dinner one evening, and afterward, as I was using the bathroom, I could hear the neighbor below saying, "I'm craving ribs." There's a whole bouquet of New York odors. Most of the streets are pressure washed in piss, and then they dust it with weed. New York City's having a moment. So we escaped to New York, but now I have a stalker. Her name is Mom. She befriended all of my Facebook contacts, and she wishes them a happy birthday a day before their birthday. Give it up for Terry Krassner, please. Love you, Mom. Follow her on Facebook. You will get beautiful happy birthday messages. Fire truck sirens at night are annoying. Wee-haw, wee-haw. I say replace them with Ric Flair going, woo, woo, woo. But that's why New York apartments advertise roof rights like it's a perk. If it ever gets unbearable, you have a right to jump off. Getting around the city's crazy. I once saw a naked homeless guy lounging on the Q train. He took a puff of his post-coital cigarette. And he said to me,
Now that was the best rat ass I've ever had.
so I took an Uber. The Uber driver asked me, what are you, an accountant? That's Uber speak for, you look like a Jew. Hey, we did it. We did it, Sunshine City Comedy Club. We did it. I'm going to have to come. Should I come back and do this one more time? Should we do it another time? Or you had enough? You had enough? All right. Well, please support Sunshine City Comedy Club, all your local comics, and stay for the 8:30 show. My name's Dan Krassner. I love you all, family, friends. Love you all very much. I miss my buddy Mike Dima. I love you, Mike. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, everybody. I love you.